And so we break on in. Pistols at dawn. Then we jump to our third map. It commences. And starting on the attack are MOUZ. Not known to be much of a predator as a MOUZ, but with 2 smokes set, clear intent. As Farley might be tested early. Seems to have awoken from his slumber. And an opportunity to the back of the head. Takes down 2. Farley's pistol firing as Farley shuts down a whole push. There's nothing more but Torji jumping into K0nfig's jaws. And Dexter, the unarmored leader, tries to stop it from being a full 4-man standing finish for Astralis. He's hitting good bullets. Zip down. K0nfig down. Hold your horses, Astralis.
I don't think he's going to consider this one here.
Yeah, not today. Blame closes the round down before things go awry, but Farley, he gets another pat on the back from Trace.
Picking up where he left off, right? And on the pistol round on Nuke as well, he got 3 kills on their CT side. So you see him just here dismantling this push, and the silence USP perfect for the first 2, not knowing where to look. They took a lot of space there, MOUZ, but they do drop without a plant, and that's going to leave them in a bit of a rough spot for round number 2. So you see some upgrades coming through here. Frozen, the biggest weapon to boast, and back over towards that A bomb side for another go of things. Now, if you can condition this side of the map early, it'll really change how most people are expecting Ancient to play out. Normally, a lot of mid, a lot of B. We can see what their intention here is, and this time it's going to be Glaive and Farley. Well, Glaive to take first contact.
Yeah. K0nfig on the prowl as well. Des discussed
quick,
it.
can't he?
One of the highest rated players in the world on Ancient. And Glaive trying to do what Farley did, and he's let it slip. An open window is a bit windy for Glaive, and JDC punishes the Farley reload on the retreat. They're in, and a threatening second round. JDC just about weathers the spray. K0nfig spotted, eliminated, took a chunk out of Torji. Both of them operating on low HP, but Zipex and Blame gonna be hard pressed to get in. A smoke completely locks one of his options off. Careful, Frozen. Puts his Galil in the feed and secures it. MOUZ come up trump in the second round force.
Yeah, and the Galil came in with the final kill, the final nail in the coffin. It was the pistols getting it done, and important for JDC to be finding traction, but Blame wants to do some punishing and will, making sure they don't walk away with everything and more, and likely to see the force by wars ensue here. So that is a fantastic bounce back from MOUZ, necessary in the early stages. And Yanko was saying that, you know, this is on the T side, they're going to be the ones having to set the pace and make the decisions, whereas on the CT side of Nuke, they're looking at flat. They were kind of sitting back and letting the game come to them. But JDC went missing.
Yeah.
You know, we definitely highlighted the shortcomings of Farley in map number 1, but we needed to outline the shortcomings of JDC in map number 2. It was very quiet, right? The crowd as well. It was clear when Astralis walked out, they were getting boos. They weren't the fan favorite. MOUZ, understandably so. But if the crowd's quiet, Astralis are winning. That's what they're looking for in this situation, right? If we can keep everybody here in the Lanxess not making a peep, I'd be happy with that, but K0nfig blind in the time, and running him down. K0nfig's grabbed one, the Deagle for the second. K0nfig lighting him up.
He really got away with murder there. Double Deeg. Run on down, and he punishes 2 of them. Now Torji should be set for a plant, uncontested. Great flash to the face. Bomb down, and that threatening double out of K0nfig.
Yeah, you can see how stifling it is now that Temple has been segregated into just this one doorway. When CT smoke, doesn't seem like there's a way forward, and Torji, well, he has a boatload of util here to stall them out as well. With the bomb almost halfway gone, you might be considering a save here if you're Astralis.
You don't have a kit. You're going to be worried about it. Util's strong, you can see completely knocks Bemis off, and they're so light on time, it's threatening, but you need to defuse. The bomb ticking, MOUZ will take it. They just want to do frags. They don't actually care about the round. They want to take everything away. Frozen hiding in plain sight will go down to the bomb as well. An odd state of play.
Yeah, well, 2 M4 saved here, but I think Astralis will relent now. I don't expect them to go back in with yet another force fight. The fact it was costly, that's a positive, but you can't justify it on the CT side, especially on a map like Ancient where the util is so important. And this double dig from K0nfig again here, the fadeaway onto Dexter was beautiful. And at that point, if you're Dexter, you think, uh-oh, we've really messed up here. But they were able to swat away any more issues, and back into the buys they go. JDC with a MAC-10 in hand. Could be some pace behind this one into what's looking to be a pretty empty bomb site.
Yeah, I mean, what's Zip supposed to do? He's got a USP, and the whole squad just arriving in unison with the util. So A lot of info, a lot of space. Site taken. Deagle not quite as connecty this time. And farming frags. JDC's Mac 10 celebrated here.
It is really important for him, though, Alex. I really want to point this out. If he can find, because think about Mirage T-side, how many opening kills or rounds where they were down a man where he did find a kill back and they got in. So JDC was important, but there on Nuke, he was a non-factor, right? He was just waltzing around corners. He wasn't even jiggling. He was just getting caught off, not expecting players to be on angles. And that is where the experience conversation starts to heat up. Torji will grab one back. A bit of damage here from Blame. We're on a 2-on-2.
Yeah, I don't think there will be too more threatening, but he's definitely managed to chip him away a little bit, and Blame remains indomitable. Glaive's coming in for a surprise attack. Dexter's aware of it. But Blame still not toppled. 3 kills farmed on up. MOUZ do take it, and now just demonstrating that they can hit both sides.
Yeah, look, when I saw MOUZ play against Heroic in one of the opening games and they just got blown out of the water, it was a non-starter. And that's when we were like, oh, Heroic, they're going to be the best team in the world, are they? Right, since the Yabi addition there. But that's the problem. MOUZ here, they need to kind of get the engine going early. And 3 rounds off the back of a force bait is the best way to do so. Now we can start getting back to regular programming of these gun rounds. Dex looking to throw something late from spawn, so they're going to allow the CTs to have the crowd control util. Oh, and that could have been a meaty nade there. Bemis the only one to swallow, but look at Torji, he's just running straight out.
He's got a read. Look at this. Just walks across. Glaive punishes. Oh, and Glaive does more than punish. He spanks MOUZ back to spawn. Dexter, an opportunity, but only the one. Announced his presence now, and Config quick to avenge. Close that gap, a clean one, and Glaive, I was worried he'd let them in.
Yeah, well, I told you, I looked like a bat out of hell there. That was so quick. It looked like he was just going to beeline it straight towards that temple position and fortify with the big green, but this is perfect. Glaive catching him just as he gets the big box. And one of the keys that I want people to know is the flash assists. Those can be thrown over from middle. So your mid defenders can assist if you know it's going to be the A play, but the in-game leader for Astralis, he steps up and he sends MOUZ almost immediately down to pistols. It will be a force. There's a couple of AKs around it, but they need to be threatening here or the cash is done and dusted. And again, it's just Pace, Frozen running in.
He was blind too. Both of them doing the dance, and Frozen down. Damage. Vulnerable and susceptible to a bang, but not today.
Oh, well, look where the bomb's heading. Just because Dex is over here, he will need to make that kill, sure, but I don't think Farley's going to move. You can see this line that he's trained on. Very deep in Temple now. If they boost, they could make a way around, but just waltzing in. Thank you very much, Farley says. Glaive grabs one, and this force buy's flat.
Safe from the flash. Farley lets it go. Config has got it under wraps. Down now. And are we really going to get a free plan?
You'll take it.
Yeah, any day of the week. $800 in a lost round for every member of the T side with a bomb down. Down goes JDC. 3 apiece. And Glaiver's definitely kind of, shaken off that second round wobble. Prost. Oh, I can't wait. As the days progress and even the games progress here in the quarterfinals, you know we're going to get a little more loud and leery.
It's just a first game of the
yeah, exactly.
Right?
Good.
So,
good afternoon.
Good to see everyone in that Friday form. Opportunity now for Astralis to post 3 consecutive himself, and should be doing so here. Again, there's 2-pronged hold in mid. You got Glaive and Config, very versatile players here.
Oh, that's a lot of damage. JDC runs on down. He was trying to catch one unawares. Blame, though, remains a pillar of consistency. Ready for a duel, just baiting him in. He just wants fights. Anyone else brave enough to try their luck? And yeah, well, it was Torji. Does actually manage to take that territory from him.
Yeah, baited in with the reload, sure, but Torji, if he just rounds the corner, he's on his own. Blame has no issues with kills like this. It's simple stuff for him. It's actually Glaive to get that one. And Zipek's doing damage too. So you've got 2 good anchor-type players, Zip and Blame, locking down B. You have your dynamic riflers in Glaive and Config responding to mid to then either help either side. And then you have Lucky with, Farley, with the AWP. Locking down the A site. That's a bit of a faux pas there, isn't it? That just shows you how many AWPers have been through the door in recent history.
Yeah, I mean, they have been looking for answers ever since the gaping chasm of Astralis AWPers was opened up. Now, we talked about plants. This one doesn't seem so likely. Dexter caught. We need a trade. Bemis, he's been quiet as a mouse and continues to be so.
It's crazy. Blame is the first player to take any contact in that round, and then he's the man to close it, right? When Blame's low on HP, he knows how to play the positions.
Oh, that looks good. I am starving. Bon appetit.
Timeout called here from Mouse. Conversation to be had. You can see Syker in there, the coach. A lot of chit-chat. I don't think we'll see Torji just run out A-main with the AWP again. That might be one that he thinks a little bit better of this time round.
Yeah, I mean, it was close to getting across to that big box. Could have been a very different round had he been rewarded for that ballsy maneuver.
Now, if we reflect back about, I don't know, an hour and a half ago, maybe two, back to Mirage, think about the style in which MOUZ were winning rounds. It was default heavy, it was very map spread, it was take their time, and then when we get around to the minute mark, clamp in together as a unit. Wouldn't be too unlikely to see them fall back into that, especially with the amount of crowd control utility Astralis used towards mid. We likely get the double Incendiary here again. You can see the floor completely laden with flames. There's even more over towards B as well. In the early stages, 4 Incendiaries dropped from Astralis and running through. Dexter wants to take a bit of a fight here. They will have heard that.
Definitely. We won't have. Config does overstep the line. And Zipex claws it back. A well-placed wall bang. It's Glaive on the jiggle. JDC unloads the mag, reveals himself, and now finds himself in hot water. Speaking of hot water, the antithesis of such, Frozen walking on up to support him, bail him out of trouble, lining up a geeky one here.
Flames ahead of this. Oh, all right, never mind. I don't know if that's where he wanted that one to go.
Well, at least less susceptible to the red room.
Yeah, but Blame might want to use this. He might actually want to try and pry forward. You can see him there pipping the gap. JDC's position is noted.
It does lead to some questions, ledge, etc. Well, the default now leads to the commitment, pincering in, worried about that potential for the Temple presence. JDC now smoked off. That will be the last of Astralis' defensive smokes unless Zip moves on over. Speaking of the devil, he has and frags. Run down by JDC. Smoke to save and bail out. Now there's a man advantage for the T side here. Farley and Zipex to partner up, and is he going to try and contest off the flash? JDC still doing the flashbang dance, and Zipex dealing damage, heavy damage through the smoke. Needs help now, and it's one and done. Farley quick on the draw with the oh yes! Farley with a quick close, and Glaive celebrating that one. That is a big win. He knows how much that means. It was just Farley, just Zipex, 2 versus 3 against the odds. And off the flash, Chad.
Massive round right there. You don't often see Zip running in and taking fights like this, do you? He's the one initiating, and Farley with another clutch, continuing to add these to the tally. A 2-on-1. That is going to feel wonderful now. And frustrations have to be starting to mount for MOUZ. This round felt where they had done enough to at least get that bomb down, get into the site, and close out the number advantage. But no. And back in with a half buy.
This is different. MOUZ charging, throwing the kitchen sink at Zip, but still here he combines with Blame, spraying on through the smoke. And look at Config. He just wants to make sure they know this is his turf. Quick tap, okay, toes the line, but immediate response. We will see that bomb down, but what are they supposed to do?
They have to take a duel here. The thing is, Zip's just going to wait. Blame now has filled the boots of Config, and these last 2 on the site, sure, they're ticking down the bomb for moments now, but these kills should come their way. Zip will grab one, JDC. I don't know what he can get done here. The MAC-10's a good weapon for the job, and we'll find a second.
Oh, the Tech-9, it's good for the fight! He's making this clutch a reality, Chad! He's got time on his side! Glaive, a battle of wits, the smoke, he hears it, goes for the bang. JDC can't afford to fumble this, and he pulls it off.
He's done it!
He's done it! JDC clutches up in Cologne!
Whoa, big sigh of relief right there. Can you believe it? The MAC-10 in his hands.
The Tech-9, as soon as I see that Tech-9 in his hands, I think there's legs to it. Farley with the miss, the pressure. And MOUZ get one back after that loss. You can see how much it meant to the Astralis boys. And JDC, look at this, gets his second of the clutch, then runs Farley down, gets the info, and the rest is history. One back, one back. And that's gonna feel good for Frozen, just shaking off the previous. It is, you're right, a sigh of relief.
Ducks are trying to get them fired up here, but Clutch has gone either way, and that's remarkable there. The hero of Mirage, JDC, showing up here in map number 3, and the hero of Nuke, Farley as well. So both contributing, both rookies on the Langstaff stage, and yeah, drink required. Gonna be heating up now, only one round the difference.
I mean, I'm thirsty for more of that. Quite a ball-tearing 9 rounds so far. Let's see if there's more to go. That was a quick one, straight into the B site, like you're gonna see things slow. You can see that this Astralis double incendiary does limit your early options mid.
Yeah, but a Divider smoke this time from MOUZ. They're thrown it up towards ledge to try and give themselves a little bit of a buffer, but dissuaded here. You can see a retake flash in the hands of Torji to try and at least enable something. Any advantage, any percent they can find right now. You can see MOUZ, they know we can look over these smokes, we hold the flashes, they're ready for all the contingencies that could come into play, and this is the default spread that we're familiar with.
Yeah, first step, avoid these. Blame's gonna be throwing pot shots through the cave paper-thin walls, and Farley up to no good. He eats the flashbang. And flash through, woof! Big one out of Dexter, traded. Blame and Zip noted, they know where they lie. Config could be the fly in the ointment here.
He's a big problem. This is a hard clear. There's so many positions you have to consider.
Contact. Molly and posting
Spotted.
up. Yeah, Blame spotted out now. Isolates the Jules. It's an unnecessary trade out of Frozen. Config reveals himself out of the hidey hole, and Frozen takes his chances and reveals a potential 2-on-2. We've got 35 seconds here. He's going to take some gambles. You gotta.
No one's home. Frozen's going to have the rotations cut off completely. Glaive and Zip, they're looking in the wrong direction here. The information, the penny, it's about to drop any second now. But how far forward does Frozen go? Because he's giving up valuable real estate here. They don't know that they have this one open, but the rotation from Zip, if he denies the plant, that's the round, 10 seconds.
He hasn't checked Ona, and Zip's got there in time. 10, you need to plan. Frozen doesn't have the health or the bullets. And they will be finished off from the flank. Beamers plants the play in sight, and Astralis. It looked like they'd been caught out. Wrong site, low time. It's Zip that just pieces it together in time.
That's the problem. They weren't expecting the gamble, right? They didn't expect both players to be over towards the B bomb side there. So the fact that they waltz on in, they don't have the information that they can just get the bomb down. It's a great trade from Frozen there, and labored by Config and Frozen in that fight. But Frozen, he has to try and cover the plant. He has to, or there's no hope in the round. And then just pipped in the back of the head. So bomb goes down again. It's going to be 3 consecutive rounds where MOUZ have been able to do so, which means they can continue to buy here. Starting to heat up. These rounds are getting nice and close.
Flames on the floor, standard procedure. Config, once again, retains control of his territory.
It's just so much info here, because if it is going to be an A play, Config can respond to it immediately.
Yeah, with that proactive, aggressive hold. Look how much map control for Astralis. Glaive, spotted, tagged. He's got a lot, and he loses it all to the Flames. They have isolated that opening.
But everyone's here, the rotation immediate, and they're locked in.
Let's see if you can play retake A. Astralis with a tutorial. This is almost deliberate. And Config loses his head to the Dexter Galil, an upgrade for the Aussie. And it could very well be an upgrade for MOUZ. Close that gap to just a single round, and big frag as well onto Blame to seal the deal.
Yeah, we're going tit for tat here, round for round. And Astralis, they have to save. Neither team has been able to establish too much of an economy here. Farley, he's trying to do the exact same of his fallen friends, and this time he will get the kill. His position noted, and MOUZ know if they can rip away another rifle, the buy into the next is going to be looking very, very shy. 1,400, that's all they have. But we've got a game, 6-5, still a one-round game, and we have to, of course, talk about the CT side bias on a map like Ancient, but when you contrast that with MOUZ having fantastic T sides, it's hard to read, right? Within this sample size, we're just talking about these two teams in this specific matchup, not all the teams in Counter-Strike at the moment.
Yeah, it does seem like it's up for debate right now. I think teams over the course of this tournament, towards the end of the season, this is where you can try and shift the dialogue about the power and potency of a T side on Ancient.
And Farley did lose that rifle, right? So it is a big deal. It's just Zip here. So if you're turning to anybody to be a hero right now for Astralis, it has to be Zip. Clutch Minister might have to do a little bit more than clutching around like this. Clave's just going to run out and give away his life here. Yep, trying to get ahead of the play, hoping that MOUZ, who in a lot of these low buy rounds have been quite quick, we're going for a quicker play again. But Clave's just offered himself up on a silver platter. Bemis will take that one. Gets himself up to 3 kills. So slowly starting to have some additions here from Bemis. The round hedges on this from Zip.
Yeah, he's been called upon to give impact where they really have no right to post. Zip, one and done. MOUZ handle business. There should be nothing for the Config Deeg. Bemis looking to clean house. It's one out of Config's Deagle, but we do tie things right on up. And MOUZ bucked the trend with 2 consecutive.
Yeah, and look, they took that eco there. Traditionally, in that type of a sense, you might actually want to go for the force because it was only the min-loss bonus, right?
Right.
So they do still find themselves in a difficult place to buy. There might be some Galils in place of M4s, maybe even MP9s. But this is good team-based Counter-Strike from MOUZ here. Buddy system, shoulder to shoulder, ready to trade. They might be able to run away with the tail end of this half, considering the situation Astralis find themselves in.
Coach Cyclone satisfied with what he's seen here on the third. Does seem like MOUZ have been able to shake Nuke off.
Might be a little bit perplexed what the buy looks like going into a round like this as well. Insta window smoke dropped. You follow that one right to its destination. Extinguished as well, so this is keeping the mid player's feet planted. But what is their strategy? What is Dexter hoping his troops can get up to while he's keeping mid busy?
Well, he's certainly keeping them busy. You can see that 2 men defense. Oh, just over that smoke. Dexter's lucky to be alive. Glaive, not so lucky. JDC on the trade. Bemis fell.
They don't need to commit here.
They're considering it though, and Torgy's fired off a warning shot. They know the AWP's there, but JDC warming up with the double. Ooh, Torgy playing with fire here as Farley lining up too. He's kept the wolf from the door. A nice tag. He's across the line, drawn by Farley's M4. And we fall into silence as uncertainty grows. Time passing only leads to a growing doubt as to where they're going to finish. Hangs in the balance of Torgy's decision-making as well. Smoke up. Farley blind. Does he have to line up? Just over the left eardrum. Torgy will hear it, but gets away with it. And now with the bomb down. 3 Danes for the retake. No kits in play, Chad. This has to be quick.
Flash alley-oop's the only way in. Denied again by Smoke. They're going to come through.
JDC, another. 3 in this round. MOUZ look to seize the lead. There's nothing Blame can do about it. He will deny the quad, but maybe an AK upgrade is what he's managed to rustle up there.
Yeah, well, he's pinned right now. You can see Torgy's still just going to lock this down so he can't move too freely to try and rotate away. Frozen, making sure there's no way out, and we'll get the better of Blame in this one. 7 now for MOUZ, taking the lead here in map number 3, and this is the map that matters most. Been having a discussion. I said there's 8 names who haven't been on the Lanxess stage before. Well, that's all 5 of the MOUZ boys. They are here to play today. Map number 1, blew expectations out of the water. Map number 2, Astralis show they're still here to fight. Right now, the conversation needs to be about this international team.
International teams are very vogue right now. MOUZ finding their feet at crunch time.
You can see what this has done. That wasn't a full buy in the previous. The round before that, right, they only saved that 1 rifle in a rifle round that got stolen from them, and now they're down to pistols. So they're finding themselves in such an awkward situation here late, and this is one of the worst scenarios to find yourself on the CT side, because this is likely an 8.5 win, and then the final round you have, it'll be a gun round, but you've already lost the half on a CT map, so they might need a little bit more of that. The drive-by from Blame with the 5-7 will give them something, maybe a little bit of life. The Deagle barb in the side of JDC. But all the advantages should still be with MOUZ right now, as Bemis does have to keep his head on a swivel here. Multiple fights coming, multiple directions, and there it is. Glaive pushes A again, and another one for Bemis. He's taken care of that push. He's done it a couple times now.
But yeah, you're right. You're bang on the money in terms of that heartbreaking washing machine Astralis have found themselves in for the last, what? How many rounds would you ascribe to this?
Well, so you have to go back to...
Was it the JDC clutch?
No, well, it'd have to be. The JDC definitely started the economic downturn, right? Like, he meant at that point that, hey, we only have a couple players surviving, and that meant any cash they had to respend. They didn't have enough for residual buys, so he did a lot of damage there. And it could even be 5 rounds on the trot to close the half. This would be 4 consecutive, and connecting the dots right there. JDC hunted something out here as well, and this is 8. This is great from MOUZ.
This is brilliant stuff. A convincing T-Hall. The 8th to guarantee. Farley and Blaine would love to get their hands on a rifle. You can see him, Frozen's bodyguarding this one with his life and with a rifle of his own. 2 taps to the back of the skull. 8 and 9. Astralis will at least be able to voice their concerns legitimately here, but it could, and very well, there's a likelihood that this could spell trouble for Astralis. 9 rounds on the T side of Ancient, one of the most discussed and statistically CT bias maps.
And here for the final round, right, you can see there's issues. Farley has to glass cannon. The issues have plagued them for this last stretch. No kit, so huge problems here.
No risk taking, or you'd assume as much. I say that, flashed off. And whoa, Torchi goes wide! And Zip, blind, pulls the trigger. Torchi, he wants blood. He can smell it in the water, and an overextension leads to an equalizer.
Yeah, they've been pretty few and far between for MOUZ so far. So Torchi, the one who seems to get the bloodlust the most, he's going to push himself forward. And speaking of push, Zip is going to be pushed back. Looking a bit more threatening right now, MOUZ. More bite to the bark.
Or heat to the squeak.
This right here is where I've been the most impressed, is when the rounds tend to simmer out like this, they seem very calm and collected. Even when they're in sights, they're so close to planting, they don't rush it. They allow the game to come to them.
This does signify a commitment. Glaive with a counter smoke. Will that hold them at bay? Will they just have to sit there as their mollies burn through? Or will you take a gamble? Looks like it's the latter. JDC, team flashed and separated from the pack. Full rotate on its way as well. 35 seconds. MOUZ maybe tripping over their shoelaces on the way in. The Danes ready for their final battle, the final commitment. Time suggests the commitment's coming, but nobody's home. And nerves spread, uncertainty brews, Frozen with 2! And they're right back in it! The dying stages of this 15th, now the nade to the nose, no armor on that, leaves a mark. Config and Farley trying their luck, turning it around, base the shot, that's gorgeous! Gorgeous out of Config, 1.5. Not easy for Farley. Naked and afraid, 1 versus 2. With the big green, clearing corners. Bemis gets it, and MOUZ will close with a 9th. 9-6 in this 3rd map. The quarterfinals are heating up here, and 1/2 to separate one of these teams from a semi-final bout.
Discussing about the quarterfinals, and then we're having to talk about Navi and FaZe lifting the trophies. You guys, is there a world in your mind right now where you see yourself lifting the trophy? Or are we in a moment where Navi and FaZe just seem like there ain't no taking it away from them? Or can you close your eyes and can you see yourself on the stage lifting a trophy? How far is that reality for you?
For me, it's a far reality, but at the same time, I believe it. It's just the way we've taken our approach to this tournament so far. It's been game by game. It's like I don't really set expectations too high in general. So we'll just play it and see what happens. And I think when it happens, it happens. And if I wake up in the morning and I envision like my winning tweet and what I'm gonna do, my reaction, then yeah, that's what I'm gonna have that feeling. I had it as MFP. I woke up in the morning and I was like thinking, just like, this is the tweet I'm gonna write when I win. This is my reaction when I win. I did exactly it. I did exactly it.
You know what's funny? I actually had the feeling that after we win, I'm gonna cry.
There you go.
Ich sitz auf meiner Fensterbank, die Nacht zieht vorbei. Ich blick über den Tellerrand, trinke Sekt auf Eis. Ein Teufel und ein Engel tanzen auf dem Parkett. Vielleicht sind wir unsterblich, müssen nie wieder weg. Ich sitz auf meiner Fensterbank, die Nacht zieht vorbei. Ich blick über den Tellerrand, trinke Sekt auf Eis. Ein Teufel und ein Engel tanzen auf dem Parkett. Vielleicht sind wir unsterblich, müssen nie wieder weg. Big Pack, Kippen und Drinks gegen Tristesse. Großstadtbild, komm ich nicht weg. Kopf fragt, mach kein Pisstest, nein. Ich will nicht auf deine Party gehen, nein. Engel und Teufel tanzen schwansee. Von deinen Lippen tropft der Chardonnay. Ich küss ihn weg, bevor du schlafen gehst. Sitz auf meiner Fensterbank, die Nacht zieht vorbei. Ich blick über den Tellerrand, trinke Sekt auf Eis. Ein Teufel und ein Engel tanzen auf dem Parkett. Vielleicht sind wir unsterblich, müssen nie wieder weg. Ich sag
It was a sensational little close from Frozen and Bemis to secure a 9th. Farley trying as hard as he might, but 9-6 the score reads as we swap sides here at the third and final map of our first quarterfinal here. It's IEM Cologne 2022. Returning to the arena that makes it so special, and it is so special to have you all with us. Look at this, look at the turnout for a Friday. Counter-Strike gamers are gods, look at you. And hopefully some gods in the server for our final half. Everyone on Mouse has showed up here in this third and final map, Chad.
Exactly what you want to see here, and Astralis looking to do the same now as they turn to their T side. Might be a bit of pace behind this Glaive with the insta window smoke immediately deployed, and A seems to be name of the game, but issue here, someone needs to go back and get that bomb, Alex. I don't know if they want to have a fast strat here, but the bomb is still in T-spawn.
Oh, Astralis have left the bomb at the airport, just like Dexter did his child. 1.49. 1x bet favors Mouse here after that haul on the T side.
Well, this is a retake right now on the A bomb site here, so Config with a lot of room. Zip coming late with the bomb. It could actually be an issue. The smokes will be starting to fade, so problems present here for Astralis.
Oh, Config's got a lot on his plate, and he doesn't even have a bite, not a nibble. Torji smacks it out of his hands. Glaive eats his own flash, and lucky to be alive. He's being checked on now and run on down. Just a Glock, but it worked well for the first. 3-on-3, bomb still ticking. Astralis have the advantage in that respect. Kid on JDC, pressure. Zipex needs to win a duel.
He's just gonna sit it. It's not planning for him.
Clear it. Blame spots it out, knocks him off and closes. So close. How much was on that defuse?
Jeez, the right idea there, right? In the wrong place to deal with a plant like that. Blame has to be the hero again. 17 kills for him. Oh, wow, Mouse could have stolen that one away.
Bro, I need to see how much was on it.
This is Glaive. Unfortunately, they're copping a bit of a flash to the face here. So many players in Donut. I don't think I've ever seen that on a pistol round before.
Look at this blue bar. Look at the blue bar.
Jeez.
Look at the what? Mad. He saves them right at the last second.
Mouse aren't done, though. They want to get back in with a force bite here. Immediately held at bay by this cave smoke. Space granted for Astralis, starting to heat up. Both pistols for them, but they don't want to fall foul here to the force. There's been a few of those.
Yeah, right now, if you're Astralis, you are holding your breath for a clean conversion here. Boost it up. Farley, ooh, doesn't take the shot. Dexter relays info. That's 2 lane. Here comes Blame. Trying to take some space away from the CTs. Flight paths are very well ironed out, and Bemis, fumbles the spray. He's gonna get checked by Zip, but he actually builds 2 out of that.
Well handled, very well handled there.
Using Zipex to take the duel, open the sight. Torji and Frozen running out of options. You can see they're considering a nade to the nose on that plan. It won't be lethal. And yeah, Torji, every jiggle he takes now is running out of health to work with.
Not a bad nade, right? A good amount of damage here, but it's unconfirmed. Mouse should try and hold on to what they have, because if they just run on into their site, throw everything away in a 3-on-5 disadvantage situation, they'll have nothing to fight with for round 18. So Astralis handled business. And the reason I said that was well handled is because the rifle was going first. As soon as he takes contact, he doesn't bloodlust, he drops back, allows Zip to go forward, use the fact that he can be very bouncy with the MAC-10, and Glaive wants to ruin all the hopes and dreams here.
Yeah, he's actually quite quick on this. I mean, crosshairs are drawn and looking. Rounds the corner, spotted out, and JDC will lose it all. Oh, they lose it all. Pops their heads. Only Torji allowed to bring his gun on through to the next round.
Well, this is where the intangibles that we talk about, right, with the pressure and how well it's handled are really going to start coming into play. The nerves here of getting across.
Look at that diffuse. Look at this diffuse. Look at the time left. I can't.
That's ridiculous.
I'm swear that's 0 point something.
Wow.
I've never seen.
That's insane.
Whoa.
That is actually insane.
Nuts.
Oh dear, that one's gonna sting.
Blame really has injected life into Astralis' final half.
Yeah, and as I was just talking about, that experience factor, right? This is where MOUZ are more likely to crumble than Astralis. The fact that they're in this pressure situation, they have to close on the CT sides. It's not where they've done their best work. They had a great T-Hall. They had a fantastic first half. But now they have to get it done when the pressure is starting to reach its pinnacle.
Yeah, and I know it's not one-to-one to compare, T-side of Nuke to T-side of Ancient, but the way that T-side felt from Astralis, it looked great. There's definitely legs to their attacking side. Blame with 17 frags again, he is definitely going to be delivering in that capacity.
It's good to have Blame and Zip working that side of the map. They hold this bomb site together. You can see that they're quite the combo, trying to complement each other. In terms of playstyle, they're both known to be a bit more passive, but Blame is an absolute monster. Just his ability, right? The amount of hours that this guy puts into the grind, there's no doubt that he's a superstar, one of the highest rated players of the tournament so far. And Astralis, they're a name which has been here many times before. I think Zip has been to the playoffs time and time again, but never able to pick up a grand final trophy here in the Lanxess Arena is the Astralis org.
I mean, if this is the Astralis roster that bucks that trend, I mean, Counter-Strike really is completely up for debate into the start of the new season.
I really like how clean this has been as well, right? Think about the fact that we have 2 rounds in a row, all 5 members of Astralis have stayed alive. Yeah. There's no threat, there's no worries, there's no dramas, and they get a bonus round with 2 MAC-10s and a Galil. They also have residual cash, which will see them forward into future gun rounds, where MOUZ, they're the ones now who will finally buy in. Torji will get his AWPs, sure, but as soon as they lose one, the money's not there for their buy. Astralis is set. Yeah,
it's just got that same air of the second map here on the second half of our third. MOUZ in pursuit, a clean one here, locking Astralis out, forcing those rebuys into round 19. Or will the Danes quickly seize control of this final half of play? Looking for space. Blame, the first one in, rounds the corner, decrees it's clear.
And middle as well. So MOUZ used all this util, the double incendiaries mid, they put pressure B lane, and they didn't take any space or info. So Astralis get it back immediately with very simple utility here. So now with the next minute, 20 seconds, they have plenty of time to work. They've already identified where the AWP is. That could affect Glaive's call going forward in a round like this.
Dex tagged up on that wall bang. The flames arrive as well. It was risky for Zip to go for that, and we will see him juggle the rifle across to the healthier member. But you're right, Chad, it does look like it's led to a bit of a shift in the Astralis playbook. And especially looking at Config position, Frozen. Oh, saved by the Galil.
He might get away here as well. He's lost in the smoke right now. You can see him looking at his radar. He does get away, so a big survival there for MOUZ. The kill's great, but him staying alive is better, and here comes the pressure towards A.
Yeah, that smoke's lovely from Blame. Really nice. You can see what it does to Torzy. Forces him into the site, forces him posted up and misses his chance. They're going to run on in. JDC though, Torzy working well together, trying to manage his angles, stay alive, keep fighting, hitting shots. Glaive the last, and Torzy lives on. Nothing for Glaive in this one. A great shot, but to get the bomb down under Torzy's watch, under Dexter's rule, it's not to be. The Lanxess likes that. MOUZ up. They post the double digits first in a very much a back and forth affair. 19-9, Glaive right alongside at the top of the tables. A full team effort in the frag distribution from MOUZ, but Torzy adding a couple of important ones to his tally here.
Yeah, had to play ahead of the smoke. You can't hang JDC out to dry in that situation because he would have been isolated by the donut and the main push. So a massive round. The MOUZ fans happy with that one, and back into the Bio Australis. So MOUZ are not out of hot water yet. So much residual cash here. You can see everything they want and more, and again, they get this B lane control. They learned from the previous, hey, they'll throw the nades, but there's no intent behind it. This is our territory, and this is our time to strike.
And this time they get it with a lot more in the coffers. A lot more nades on the utility belts. Put Bruce Wayne to shame. There's only 2 options on that one way, and as it fades, Frozen's options become even less. Oh, Farley.
What a shot.
Great work on the AWP. And that sets Config up for nonsense.
And Bimus is low as well. He's been peppered down. Config with a play like this. Last round, the nemesis of Frozen was there to stall him out. This time, Red House is his to roost.
Maeve with the objective on his back, or in his hands more specifically, peculiarly. Oh, Farley, high impact, T-side AWPing, and he's picked apart 2 members of this mousesports defense. They are running light of options, and Torzy is gonna rattle one back. Glaive gone. He's got a lot breathing down his neck. Beamer's catching the Config lurk, but the bomb is going down. And you can see Beamus, the body language implies the decision's been made. They will not contest. Farley though, the first as the smoke bloomed. I think we might get to see it again. Look at this, a slither and a single bullet.
Frozen's in 2 minds in that situation, right? His one-way smoke started to fade, and he was stuck in Red House. But as the smoke landed at his feet, he wanted to get ahead of it with spam, but it's only a slither gap. I don't know how much Farley really saw there, just hitting that shot. But the second, jumping off the top rope of ledge, right, and creating what should be a harder angle for him to manage, but was able there to find that shot and open up that A site. So great stuff here from Farley. It's continuing from Nuke. And this is what nobody expected. It wasn't a conversation point at the start of the day. It wasn't, hey, if Farley shows up and, you know, he's actually having star-level performance, that's what Astralis is going to win with. It was Blame and Config. That was the conversation point. Zip being in better form and Glaive making some good calls, because unfortunately for Farley, he's been nowhere throughout the group stage. But he's here right now. The score level at 10-10, and big decisions to be discussed here as MOUZ will call a timeout. 2 saved guns is great, but making the drops work for everybody in the server right now, it might have to be just a half investment behind the save rifles with a full gun round in the next. This is the difficult decision-making moments in a game. We're at 10-10, map 3. Loser goes home, winner into those semifinals against Na'Vi. Everything is on the line right here.
Wow, this snake is getting fed. Glaive might be too. He's actually made an interesting one. You talk about, you know, at the business end, making those important decisions. Well, Astralis always felt like they had a lot of cash on their T side of Nuke, and it seems like Glaive's going to try and farm some trouble as well.
2 rifles are here.
There's certainly a voice to contest. Glaive's looking for unarmored head. Oh, Beamus gets nothing done. Run on down by the MAC-10, and only 1 rifle remains for MOUZ. It's a big one, but Dexter's coming in hot! Coming in hot, red hot, as he sprays them down on long. Make a play like that, and now Torzy and JDC, surely they can put the cherry on top. It's Blame, 14 HP, you could kill him with a peanut at this point. Dexter with a hero move, move. Someone finish it before Blame throws it all in vain. There you have it. What a round again. We've had an ace out of him. And now he comes up trumps as the only rifle on site.
You can't speak high enough of the impact like that from the in-game leader. This guy's not experienced at this level of Counter-Strike. He's come to Europe, he's playing with the big boys, and he has been
that again.
under the pump. It's huge. What a play this is.
Three.
He's taken a massive risk. He's pushed through their smokes, out cave, in their face, and he turns the tide of the game. MOUZ back in winning ways, back into a bye.
Holy moly. And holy smokes, couple deployed. That's going to take the wind out of the Astralis sails.
It was looking so good. It was looking
wow.
good for Astralis here. Oh, they tried some pace. It wasn't the answer, and now just back to what was working. The default spread, the map control, and they'll get mid one more time. MOUZ don't want to contest for this territory. They're happy to allow them to use the util, take it a little bit late, soak off the first 30 seconds in the round.
Proactive is Dexter. And they dispatch Farley to find him. And he will have a chance. Dexter's playing with fire now, or playing with Farley. Actually, he gets him down. The ball's on this guy.
The wide swing's one thing, the repeak is another here. Config also swatted away. Dexter now sitting on a heater, throwing out bullets like nobody's business, stepping on in, they give one back. Bemis happy to oblige. Config does get a kill for his troubles, but HP a problem for Blame and Config in this situation. 4-on-4 with 30 seconds on the clock.
Yeah, they're sending Config on a bit of a hero mission. Don't think anything's been heard. Torgy doesn't react. Config trying to use that low HP to great success. As Glaive, What? They were boosting, and the round! Resuscitation delivered. A Glaive spray down, a Config flank. Can JDC do anything as Astralis just pull a round out of thin air?
I look to the radar, I look back, 2 bodies have hit the deck. In-game leaders stepping up massively here in the dying stages of map number 3. Both of them with round-defining plays.
We might see it in the replay, because I'm wondering, does Glaive catch them as they mantle, or is he just using premonition and an understanding of the options available to his opponent? JDC trying to hold on to Torgy's AWP now as we go 11-11. And I know what I'd wish for. I'd like to see that again.
That is... the in-game leaders
honestly
getting away with these type of rounds.
Like, correct me if I'm wrong, right? Sending Config up Red House is like you need to make a crazy play, otherwise we're kind of bummed.
It felt like the entire round hinged on Config and that maneuver. Because the bodies were on the site, they just needed to dissuade them from the plant. So from the highest highs to the lowest lows.
Whew, yeah. So Dexter did get that lovely opening. The loss of BMAS into the 4v4 with damage. This is it. So he actually can't see a thing. Can't see a thing. Wow, Glaive has saved Astralis right there.
And he's really hurt MOUZ here again, right? They saved the AWP, sure, but a Deagle and a Famas out. Astralis can be back in control of this game. We continue to go back and forth in the B-bomb site.
Look at the map. This is a gamble of sorts.
Yeah, they're going to be locked in cave, but Dexter made the play previously. It's unlikely he makes that same type of a play here. Only has the Deagle in his hands, and that smoke is going to fade eventually.
Pulling the plug on that.
Yeah, well, it seems to be enough here, but the issue for Astralis is they pivot back through spawn. The rest of the map is in darkness. They don't know if anyone's in a main. They don't know if anyone's pushed up close mid. Starting to at least connect the dots on that as Blame and Zip work on the B lane control, so they know that nobody was in a forward position, and that's a very defensive smoke, again, deployed. So that information for Astralis now as we hit the 1 minute mark works in their favor. They're going to get the control back towards middle. It's Torgy the one to step up this time, but has a lot of players to worry about.
Right place, right time, and the swing back from Config confirms more. More on that mid agenda. Torgy has repelled the initial invasion. Oh, what a flash. What a flash! He still gets away with murder. Blame, blind as a bat, onto Bemis.
But what's Glaive doing? He's got the bomb. He's on his own.
Seems like a little bit of a overestimation.
Time's a problem here as well. This is going to be on JDC, but he can't deny this.
Not in a position to do so. I think Blame's frag has pulled the defense to the wrong side of the map. He's working it out now. Oh, he separates Config. A bit of damage onto Zip, but that stopped them on planting. He can't contest again.
They might have to go here.
And they're trying.
Oh.
Frozen, one. Oh, takes down Torji, and now he's gone. Can Dexter save Mouse again? Is there another clutch in the cards? Blame doesn't think so. This map is going all the way. A 9-6 half as we came here. You can see Torji catching this one. This frag from Blame. He is completely blind and still Bemis unable to provide.
Oh, that TK is rough there, right?
Yeah.
They could have swarmed the site. Look, you have to go for it. You have to take anyone out in your way here, and the frustration starting to build. You can clearly see on Mouse and on the other side from Astralis. Config Celebration says it all. This is massive work now from Glaive and Blame, both at 23 kills apiece, and Blame wants some more. Mac 10 in his hand, you don't see that every day of the week. The molly perfect, the kill even better.
24. Config out mid and happy to oblige with a couple of clicks. And so the 13th secure. And Config clears his corners.
Have to do this the hard way now, Mouse.
I mean, dude, that 9-6 half, it's evaporated. This is currently a 7-2 T-side haul. You see, and they say Counter-Strike players don't know how to work together.
Teamwork 101 right here.
We're recycling and entertaining all in one.
All of your contributions are welcome. Guinness Book of World Records will be on standby for this one here, so keep it coming.
Yeah, I heard that's expensive to get them over here, and well, a bit expensive for the CTs to really batten down the hatches. They will have a couple of sacrifices.
Again, not a kit. It feels like there's been very few and far between for both of these teams throughout this map. Glaive's going to stick with the Mac 10 here, Alex. He could have easily had an AK. This could be it. This could be the knockout blow for Mouse. If they lose this one, it feels like we've heading to Astralis semi-final matchup against Na'Vi.
Yeah, quite the opponent waiting for the victor of
Feels like we
this
have
quarter.
gone back to 2019, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. When you say sentences like that. Divide and conquer, the name of the game, into round 25. You can see a clear division of Danes, and it's more just posturing. They want to keep Mouse guessing.
Bemis has been having his struggles here. He's not winning that cave fight at all. He was actually having a relatively slow go of things over on the T side, but he was anchoring down pushes from A. So not necessarily involved in too much of the action here, but they need him now. Oh, the step on out. Bemis needed to get something done there. Another one falls by the wayside, and Config heating up now, an opening for him.
Glaive's just running rings around these boys, calling the shots. Smoked off, opening provided. Astralis just doing color by numbers now.
They're hedging again. This is going to be a save. Unless there's a change of call, Config blind. Let's get away in time. But the rotation would have to be quick, smart. Dexter's going to need some help, and he needs it immediately.
Yeah, he's just summoned the troops. Calls for aid. The beacons are lit. Torji in time. Oh, wow! Against an AWP, no less. Config knocks him for 6. And that is 14. Guaranteed, and with 5 hearts still beating. Astralis jostle for control in this final stage of our third.
Mouse would have to show some pedigree here that I don't think they have to get back in this game. Mentally looking battle, missing shots they've been hitting throughout. JDC grabs a couple there. Hold up a second, there's still 20 seconds left on the bomb. It's just Farley on the site. I mentioned no kids, so trying to get a step ahead of myself there. There'll be no initiation to get that bomb defuse coming through. It's Config wanting to wreck house here. Take everything away from Mouse, and this will completely dismantle the hopes and dreams. Has a pretty good idea of how this one's going to unfold here, Config.
Oh. And down goes the JDC. All of that for naught. Okay, options severely limited, and frustrations likely hard to avoid now.
This is the problem, right? Mentally, they had big rounds that would get themselves back in, but continuing to give up openings there as Bemis. He steps out with a flash, but unable to find anything. Just no traction. Torzi with an uncharacteristic miss. Right? The highlight of the round is people getting excited about JDC getting 3 exit kills. It's all for naught. It means nothing. Astralis have taken control of this game. Just 2 more rounds right now, and the Danes going to surge forward here. They're looking hot. And without Farley and his contribution over there on Nuke, they might not be in this position. This B bomb site, I would continue to hit it. It's a weakness. It's a big weakness. If Bemis can't hit the broadside of a barn here, you can just continue to waltz on in. Dexter's the only man on the site who's been finding too much traction.
This is a whole new kettle of fish for Bemis and for everyone else in the MOUZ jersey as well. Never before have they done what they do every day in an environment like this. There is a bloody war drum. And k0nfig, he's likely going to be motivated by that to start his aggressive crawl. A bit of an oopsie. Dexter's posted another on the FAMAS. That's 2 openings in the dying stages of this 3rd map. The CTs have to hold on to this. Cannot afford to let this advantage that's been gifted to them fall flat. Torji wants answers. And Glaive puts bullet into his rib cage. 1 back from Astralis. Oh, Bemis! Drive-by from Glaive, and Farley wins the duel. 2-on-2.
He can deny this.
This is his bomb site. Farley, what? Premonition, still caught off. JDC posts it, and Glaive does not have the time to mind game this one, but he's having quite the game. 25 frags for the leader of Astralis. JDC spotted out, 10 seconds. Glaive starting to solve the riddle. He might be able to plant safe, spotted out. He doesn't have the time, and another recovery. Just when you think MOUZ are out, they pull you back in.
Big smile on JDC's face there. The crowd trying to whir them into action here, but they don't understand what the economy is going to look like after this. The fact that so many bodies hit the deck there, you'll be happy with the round win, but you're not going to be happy with how much you gave up in a 3-on-5 number advantage. Astralis are making MOUZ bleed right now.
Yeah, they're bleeding out. We're watching the slow hemorrhage of this MOUZ squad. Nothing to stem the bleed. Two rounds separating Astralis from the semis. And 4 for MOUZ. That feels like a mountain to climb right now.
They're just going to creep up. Dexter's going to swing straight into this.
Just going to get run down. Good util. Flashes are good. The frags are better. Only Bemis can redeem himself with nothing. And that semi-final gets even closer now for Astralis. A flawless T round. Nothing for Frozen to do.
This is ruthless from Astralis. They're keeping the foot on the neck. The B bomb site. It's a problem. It is a massive problem. And if you're an Astralis fan, it's the solution. This team, they've had a rough year. They've had a real rough go of things. Been lots of question marks about what would happen with this squad once we move into the off-season. But a resurgence late here in the Lanxess. The name, it means a lot. The players finally stepping up to the occasion. The inconsistency of k0nfig. Frozen, sure, he's going to grab a couple. He's going to get the cheers. But that's 15 now for Astralis on the board.
And what you're experiencing now as MOUZ hold on to the 1 rifle, I say, yeah, is something that Astralis, they've been here. They've been on the ropes. Margin for error 0 now. They've lived it. This is MOUZ's first taste of the brutality of stage Counter-Strike. Look how quickly the round is over. Look at that, 1 minute 28, it's done, it's done.
Here's the problem. You take a timeout right now, MOUZ, you're 3 rounds in the hole. The issue, the B bomb site. But the mind games of the game, they start to ensue. Is Glaive going to call another B play? He has other options. They can go fast mid, they can go fast A, they can play a slow round and bleed out what we have left. Their buy, it's going to be brittle, it's going to be broken. There's no way around it here for MOUZ. They need to step up. An individual, when the fights come their way, needs to mow Astralis down, or this is done and dusted right here. The rookies on the stage in the Lanxess are crumbling in the final throws. NIP gone, Vitality gone, Heroic all sent to an early holiday. But MOUZ, it looks like theirs is starting now.
Swallow your pride and do everything in your power to do it with, I mean, pinching pennies. And charging is Glaive already. Flashbang, 3, standing and delivered by Config as well. MOUZ just disintegrating. Astralis, look at the pace, the focus. Laser focused on the semi-final.
And you're expecting a scrim towards A. It's not to be. Astralis are going to let you stew in your own juices right now. A 2-on-4 situation, you over-rotate, you're in the wrong side. It already feels helpless with the buy. And as time ticks past, you've picked wrong. The bomb will go down to signify the 16th round.
Config to throw the icing on the cake. And a certainty, unless BMAS could do the impossible. Doesn't have the time, and that's it! Glaive and Astralis roar into action in a 3-map affair. Experience prevails in the Cathedral. And we've got quite the fixture locked in for tomorrow.
Na'Vi lie in wait here, ready to take on an old foe, but smiles on the face. Praises of a man like Farley, a really rough map number 1, bounces back on Nuke, has a show-stopping performance, and then Glaive, 29 kills.